right, this is Niev with the Rainbow Cauldron, and today we are doing the week of October 22nd through the 28th, 2017. So in these readings, what I do is I use an oracle deck, and this month I am using the Celtic Tree Oracle, and I draw one card from here, and that represents the general theme for this week. And then I draw 3 cards from my tarot deck, and this month I am using the Sacred Sites Tarot, and those will be laid below and will represent the general flow of energy this week. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so let's lay down our first card from the Oracle deck. And we have Rish, Elder. So the Elder card, it's number 13, and it's incredibly associated with the Death card in the tarot. Not just with the number, because the Death card is also number 13, and I don't think that's a coincidence. But also because Elder is the last tree in the Celtic tree astrology. It represents the last month, and it's kind of a makeup month because the elder tree only represents 3 days, but it's considered a month. And it is basically an ending. It has the same meaning as the Death card. It basically is the Death card. So it represents an ending, making way for new beginnings, a natural ending, like a natural ending to something. And it's also the last day of the Elder month is Samhain, Halloween, and that will be coming up next week. Not this coming week that this week represents, but the next week after that. And I think that's pretty appropriate that Samhain is coming up in real life. And here we're seeing a card drawing attention to that, and kind of getting us in the mindset of remembering that there's a natural ending, making way for new beginnings. Alright, so let's move on to the tarot part. Alright, so the first card, this was actually the last card that we got last week, so it's a continuation of energies. This is the Hermit, 9. Another major arcana card. This is the Emperor, 4. And again, we're seeing 4 here with 13 because 1 plus 3 is 4. So we have 4 and 4. And finally, we have the 2 of Chalices. All right. So, as I said, this was the same as the last card from last week. So we have a continuation of energies, and to me that makes sense. I always like it when the first card is the same as the last card from the previous week, because to me that makes sense. It's a continuation of energies. Those energies didn't end after that point. They're continuing, and so this is what the imagery here is of Petra in Jordan, and that's an abandoned city, long forgotten and rediscovered, and it's represented here by the Hermit, which is, last week we had the Hermit came right after a teamwork card, so we discussed how we were working together as a team and then separating and working off into our individual spaces. And that could be a literal team, like you could actually have a team that you're working with. It could be talking about just the people in our lives, on our day-to-day lives, not necessarily work, but family life even, that we're working together to start a new project, and then we separate and self-reflect, do our own individual work. And so those energies are continuing here, and it has a lot to do with self-reflection and discovery. Now, then we move on to the Emperor here, and this is represented here by the Temple of Solomon. And This is where the Ark of the Covenant is kept in an inaccessible place within the temple. So there's a lot of mystery involved there, and ancient structural energies of religion, basically, is how I see it. This card is representing a time to think logically and rationally, think about rules and stability and structure. So we've moved, and what I've noticed here is the Hermit is walking toward this great structure. And then here, I know these are actually two different structures, but it's almost as if it's walking toward that point where we've done our individual work, and now we're moving to the place of structure, the place to take on a more leadership role, make decisions based on logic. And then finally, we move to the Two of Chalices. And here it's represented by Miyoto Iwa in Japan. And this is where in Shintoism, two Japanese deities of creation are said to have done their work, Izanagi and Izanami. Those were the two Japanese divinities of creation. And so here we're seeing more of partnership and unity. After working separately, after self-reflection, coming to a point of leadership and decisions based on stability and logic, we're coming to a point of partnership and unity. And so working with specifically one person. So coming into a partnership, coming into an understanding, a mutual give and take sort of energy. So as far as themes go, we have 2 4s, and then we have a symbol theme going on here. We have wings, and then the Two of Chalices frequently features wings, and here we see birds flying, and I'm not sure if you can see that in the camera, but there are birds flying here. So as far as the 4 symbolism goes, again, we're seeing stability, rationality, self-discipline, and balance. And again, with balance over here, with the 2, and also with the double wings. When we see 2 wings, and of course birds, they have 2 wings, so we see 2 wings, and that symbolizes 2 sides coming together and balance. So we've got 3 cards that represent a lot to do with balance. We've got 4s, we got wings. Yeah, so a lot of the theme this week is preparing for an ending, a natural ending, individual work or self-reflection coming into leadership and stability, logical decisions, and then working together, especially with a specific individual, a specific partner. Or if you're alone, then it's 2 sides of yourself coming together mutually. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me this week, and I hope you have a great week, and blessed be. Bye.